I just got done watching Pearl the movie. I did. I waited about 3 or 4 years before seeing this movie on one of the platforms. As you can see, I watched it on Tubi, the free movie site. Tell me why I always find a lot of good movies on Tubi, actually. You don't have to tell me, but just know that. So after watching Pearl, what a silly, silly movie. It felt so short too. Basically, I have a little list of some things. The misfortune of being alone in a house with the person she never got along with, basically, first happens. And I think you can kind of tell that Pearl and her dad have a good relationship. So casual that he sits in on her bath time and stuff, which I thought was a little weird. I don't know. I'm not sure how he got in that position, but it seemed like there was some kind of COVID thing happening. I'm not too sure, because everyone had masks on, and I'm pretty sure this came out when COVID was around a few years ago. So the mother puts down and degrades her daughter for having a dream of being a star with the dancing gals, and this basically leads. Okay, basically, you don't have to. It's thrilling to tell people like your desires or things happening in your life, or like upcoming projects or whatever you're working on. It's fun to tell people that, but you gotta figure out the right people to tell, and you can figure this out by other conversations with them regarding how you came at regarding how they came at you after you told them about your desires. There's people I have in my life I can talk to about my desires, because they have the same kinds of dreams and can kind of be in that trance-like state where you can go back and forth about ideas and becoming. But there's people also in this world that it's better off if they just see it happen, because there's dreamers and there's the opposite. So I think Pearl doesn't have her person, Howard, who's in the war right now, to dream with. So she is basically fighting with her mom about going out and living her life as a young person, just like Howard is. Even though that's not her direction in life, she sees he's going to do it, and she sees his family who doesn't decide for him where he will be in his life. And I don't know, maybe like she hears in war that people kill each other, and that's like a reality, and maybe she sees how much control Howard has over his life, and she wants to have that same control. She murders her family. Not the best option, you know, let people choose the way they go out. Don't kill people unless you're fighting in the war, I guess. What else? Yeah, okay. I thought it was sort of humorous that she told the guy who was helping her realize some dreams she could have, like the dancing girl dream and going to Hollywood. And he showed her the video that was he was basically insinuating that she needs to do sex work and that he wanted to see her body, which she was not very fond of because she was thinking about her marriage. But after basically, I don't want to say standing up for her own life, but I do want to say she took control over other people's life. After she did that, it's like she didn't care to take control over how her marriage would be ending by going to sleep with Howard that night. Misfortunate. And then the next day, she had her big dance, which the judges they were looking for something else. And clearly when we heard the judges say they were looking for an all-American blonde girl, that her sister-in-law stepped in, did her thing, and of course they wanted her. Yeah, but it's her mother's fault for putting that idea in her head that even after she fails, that she should degrade herself. Her mother could have been in the right if she let her go for it and didn't give her any ideas of like, you're a failure, you're a bad person, because a dreamer will always go out and try. But if a dreamer runs into someone who doesn't believe in them and doesn't support them, and that person is very close, that is a bit detrimental to their practice and how they choose to go back into the world. And I'm sure having screaming fits with her mother, Pearl and her mother having screaming fits, was not helpful to how she responded to a no. Like, yes, you are gonna get a bunch of no's in your life, Pearl. Yeah, but she just needed somebody who supported her. And I'm not saying that she's right for destroying her family, but it's understandable for wanting her dreams to play out and not having that support. It kind of sounded like she wanted to live with I need a humidifier. She wanted to live with Howard's family, it sounded like. And I'm guessing that they also just supported her better than her family did. And when the mother is depressed, it kind of rules the whole household. So, because she's the controller of the household. So, I'm sorry. Pearl was doing all that she could do. Let me grab some drink. Whew. You know, Pearl has a lot of ambition and passion in her. And I feel like with the right crowd, she would be able to enforce all of that. And, you know, if she just kept following that passion with supportive people, it wouldn't be a problem to any of the world. But since her mother put her down so badly about it, and since she wasn't accepted after being told that she would fail, it's like now it's everyone's problem. So if you want to be a mother one day, or if you're already a mother, be supportive and be there. And also another thing, excuse me, I'm sorry. This movie was very, I can't tell if it was a good way to put on the Lord or a bad way, because, you know, some families pray to the Lord and the household is very hateful. I don't know how to feel about, I don't know how I feel about it, but Pearl said, basically all her prayers don't get answered. But that was right after she killed her dad, burned her mom, and said something about being happy her baby died in the womb. So there are ways to look at things happening to you as a gift. And if you're crumbling as you're praying, God will raise you up. But after you crumble and you start praying, you know, the Lord died on the cross for our sins. Jesus did. And he did that because he knows we're weak, and he knows where we fail because of our sins, basically. But when you're good and you pray for everybody, and you pray for the world, the blessings will knock, and, you know, you'll answer, and you'll follow through, and you'll show up, and even if you did fail, it's like the next thing will pop up the next week, and you'll be able to restart. And basically, God's promise is that if you follow me and you carry me carry my name and become my flesh and ask what I would do, and if you do that for me, I will be there for you, and I will make time go by when it feels slow, and help you get up in the morning when you feel low. And you know, maybe Pearl did try to speak his truth, Jesus, to her mother, trying to tell her that she wasn't being nice or whatever she was saying. But you know, I feel like the devil was very active in the mother of Pearl. Sweet mother of Pearl. And I feel like there was clearly a devil inside of Pearl for even having the thought of being upset about having a baby. You know, if this was something the Lord wanted to give Pearl, even though she thinks life is difficult and she can't, life terrifies her. You know, the Lord trusted Pearl and her husband enough to lead on a life for the baby. But you know, it got taken away just that quick by the Lord. When you don't appreciate even the things you don't understand why you have them, I guess they just get taken away. That movie was depressing. I don't know why God was brought up into it. Makes me question a lot of things. I guess that's a good reason. But I think I recommend watching it. It's interesting. And it's just sad. Also, she fed her sister-in-law to her farm animals. What kind of farm? And then at the very end, Howard comes home. And he sees the maggot-infested roasted pig sitting on the kitchen table with the deceased parents surrounding the table. And Pearl, with her freakish, big grin on her face, talking about, "Welcome home, Howard. Are you gonna tell him what you told your sister-in-law that you killed? Like, and fed to the pet alligator in the lake?" Anyways, if you got through this, I appreciate you. If anything, I hope my thoughts were somewhat entertaining to you. And I'm sorry I'm all over the place. I'm just kind of talking out loud. And just intrusive thoughts. Intrusive thought hour. I hope I can inspire you And I hope that you have someone in your life that is supportive. And I pray that you grab onto them and hold on to them for all your life and are able to just share everything you desire. And I hope you have a good weekend. I'm probably just gonna upload this and go to bed because I want to wake up tomorrow and paint. So, bye.